Oh shit, I'm late. Hello. I will be doing All Saints Wake, and then I'm gonna take a small break, and then I shall do more Metaphori Fantasio. Metaphori Fantasio. Alright, let's begin. First, I must go to Gradania. Let's do this! Hehe! It's been more than a few moons since last we met, friend. As it so happens, I have a proposition suited to your talents. Are you prepared to throw caution to the wind and consort with friends most foul once more? Of course you are, but before we get to the heart of the matter, let us reflect upon the history of All Saints Wake. On this night, two fell fiends emerged to cavort and courage, unconcerned with the judgments of those on high, for the halt. Ah, shit! The home button, you idiot. Unconcerned with the judgment on those on by, for the halls of the saints' heavenly abode rings in merriment, and the wine flows freely, and no one can be bothered to look down. Thus did God-fearing folks gather this into particular sunset, and with trepidation, daring not to venture for their homes, but more very for adventurers. Okay. God damn you people. Nay, for adventurers came and drove off the void scent, restoring safety to the city's streets and marking the occasion as one of jubilation. That's all well and good, but what of the poor forsaken fiends? Are they too not deserving of reverie? My wish is to see All Saints Wake reborn as a celebration for all, but be they ghosts, ghouls, Gradanians, or otherwise. And how do I propose to accomplish this feat? Binding up obligations, friend. I have convinced the more sinister sort to enter into a contract which forbid them from preying on mortals. In exchange, they are permitted to partake in the festivities. But there is one troubling soul who still seems incapable of getting into the spirit of things. Perhaps you'll be willing to give them a helping hand, nothing too devilishly diplomatic, I promise. Before you get started, I'd like to get a grasp of the particulars by speaking with Papa Griff. He ought to be performing one of his shows by the entrance of the Great Aloe Grovery. Now go. I shall be watching your performance with great interest. Although it pains me, so our humble performance must draw to a close. Let us then end things on a high note, ladies and gentlemen. I bid you feast your eyes upon the fantastic Philcox and his transformation magics. Nothing happened. Wait, what was all that about? The clowning and whatnot was right laugh, but the last bit was bleeding rubbish. Come on, let's get out of here. Once more, you fail to muster up even an ounce of magic prowess. I had to crowd in the palm of my hands. We'd have been in the toast of the town if not for your blunder. Well, there you go again, shrieking the same old tune. I've had it up to my eyeballs with this farce. Just because you know a few cheap tricks doesn't give you the right to treat me like this. I can't stand the sight of you, let alone the thought of taking the stage with you again. Good riddance! Well. Fate has conspired for us to cross paths once more. Out with it then. I know you're not here to swap pleasantries. A foul fiend failing to put in the spirit of All Saints Week. I wager you're speaking of Philcox, the fellow who stormed off in a huff. Like most of our elk, Philcox and I are an insatiable appetite for Ether, but unlike your garden variety boy scent, we hunt hapless mortals like beasts. We prefer to sate our hunger with their enthusiastic approval. I tell you, there's no Aether as delectable as you'll find in gifted food and genuine appreciation, which is set me to thinking perhaps preying on mortals with the old-fashioned and misguided approach. Thus did I commit to giving folks the sort of fright and that dazzle and delight, winning hearts and minds, and in the process, no little number of Ether latent delicacies. And that better occasion for such terrifying amusement as All Saints' Wake. The method is catching, too. Many voice it now will seek Ether in the manner Philcox is one such reformed individual. Well, when I first laid eyes on him, I sensed promise, but get him in front of a crowd and you're lucky to get a smattering of half-hearted applause, let alone a few measly crumbs. You'd be better off hearing it from the Eraman's mouth, though. He can't have gotten far. No, it's just easier to hide this. The shivering whelp of an imp. Magic this, magic that, the sheer unbridled cheek of it. Apologies. I have taken leave of my senses. Your timely intervention is much appreciated. Wait, by the look of you, I'd say you're an adventurer. Let me guess, that Pumpkinhead lady sent you to check up on me, did she? I suppose it won't hurt to tell you my tale. Try as I might, I just can't get the hang of transformation magic. And without the means to delight the crowds, we're starving for appreciation. I'm an Aramin, paralyzing folks with this big eye of mine, not a problem. Turning them to stone with a petrifying gauge, a trifle task. Hells, I can even smell despair and all manners of negative emotions in the people around me. Obviously, paralyzation and petrification won't win over any crowd, and my methodology knows for the despair isn't going to put ether on the table either. I ought to just tell the Pumpkinhead lady I'm not cut out for this business. If you're here at her behest, you'll better come too. Next time. Just there we go. I gathered you had a hand in Philcox's decision to lay bare his thoughts and feelings? No, not that it did any good. I still stuck at square one, underappreciated and underfed. Such a curious child. Are you truly so blind to your own potential? No doubt you have an inkling on what I speak of. Pray share your wisdom with Philcox. You can smell dark emotions. Use that gift to find help in... Huh. When you'd be hard-pressed to find a voice who suggested that. I don't see how helping others helps me, but then again, I know little of mortal ways. So perhaps I shall heed your advice. Ah, wait. I see the logic in it now. What better way to make use of my talents and knock that pompous popogriff off his petal? No. I get ahead of myself. I'll no idea where to start. Perhaps I can lend a hand with a little sleight of hand. Hold still. Look at that drip. Look at that drip. Not only is that a get-up guaranteed to turn heads, each and every thread is imbued with a potential magic to aid you in your newfound purpose. Oh-ho! I think I can feel it. Maybe this isn't going to be as tough after all. There you are, I've got to apologize for my harsh words earlier. Since our act was my initial and therefore our success, or lack therefore, it's ultimately my responsibility. But I sense you've been scheming. Please, it pleases me to inform you, Popogriff, that I found a way to win over mortals on my own terms. Find that hard to believe? Oh, find that hard to believe, but since you seem so confident, why don't we have ourselves a contest? whoever garners the most affection and thereby the largest share of ether rival victores wins, and to the victor goes the spoils or subservience. The loser will be bound to obey the other's whim. How does that sound? You're on. I hope you're ready to bow and scrape. The mortal epithet about one barking being worse than one's bite comes to mind. Prepare yourself, Wilcox. I don't know. I'm trying to do a clown voice. I know I've got this marvelous magical outfit, but I'm still not entirely convinced I have what it takes to beat Papa Gruff on my own. Come with me, just until I get the hang of things. That's all I ask. Very well, I shall leave Philcox in your capable hands. My lord, my lord, people. So many of you. I trust you will do everything in your powers to assist with Philcox in his endeavor. Oh, let's talk to Philcox. Wow, we're literally kissing. How about we try and find a troubled soul in need of aid? But let's get out of here first. Run like the wind, wind. Right, time to look for folks harboring negative feelings. Give me a moment. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Pumpkinhead lady's enchantment, but my powers feel more potent than ever. I've already found someone, and whoever they are, they're awfully flustered. They're to the northeast, I think, though I'm not sure where exactly. The road here can be confusing. Truth be told, this is my first time in this city. I've got a decent sense of direction, but I've yet to grasp the lay of the land. Could I trouble you to lead the way? Let's lead the way. This is the way. Our flustered target is the northeast of here. I'll be right behind you. Like the wind. Such glee. They mention a clown. I wager they've just had the privilege of seeing one of Papa Griff's performance. Listen, I'll be the first to admit that he's an excellent expert illusionist, and you've only got to look at folks like these women to see that he knows how to work a crowd. But I won't be upstaged. I'll prove there's more than one way to win over an audience by following your timely advice, that is. Given the delight written in their faces, our opponent must have earned himself some sustenance, which means we've no time to lose. Onward, my friend. Gods, where has she gone to? This must be the fellow my senses are leading me to. Shall we find out what ails him? You there, have you gotten you so worked up? What has gotten you so worked up? Forgive me, there was this poor little girl who's been separated from her mother. I was helping to look for her and she suddenly disappeared. I can't simply abandon her, but then again I have an urgent person I turn to. I don't know what to do. In that case, why don't I am my accomplice? Associate, I mean. Look for the girl. Then you can see to your affairs without worry. Thank you. She's a young lass dressed in blue. I hope you're able to find her. Forthwith. He certainly was appreciative. Yet, here I am empty-handed. Forget the food. We have a lost child to find. I've detected a desperate presence to the east of here. Odds are it's the girl, which means I need your navigation and nodes once again. After you. Like the wind. I thought this would be a fine opportunity to occur some appreciation, but the poor girl is beside herself. She keeps calling for her mama. Might I enlist your help? This must be the lost lass we've been looking for. If we want to earn her thanks, we'll need to reunite her with her mother, won't you say? Which means we now have the late to locate. Any suggestions? Use your senses to search for someone feeling anxious. You see, the mother will be worried for her daughter having gone missing. Brilliant! This is exactly why I have you accompany me. Right there. Found her. I don't know what is a bigger boon, having you by my side or this fancy finery. I think I've learned my way around this city, more or less. I'll handle this next part on my own. Wait here. I'll be back with the girl's mother in no time. Preserve your safe. You have my eternal gratitude. Thanks for finding Mama, sir, mister. Do you believe me now, Papa Griff? Sweet, sweet appreciation, all custody, all courtesy of my new special talents. I can't find but notice they didn't offer you any edible by way of thanks for my part. I've already been rewarded with a tasty morsel. That said, the gift of food is far from guaranteed. Indeed, perseverance is key. This is why I find myself performing show after show. I suggest you approach this contest with the same tenacity, Wilcox. I'm afraid he's right. Constant effort is key. Luckily, I sent another troubled soul while I was tracking down the girl's mother. What I can do to find. I'd better see what I can do to help. You know, I think I'm ready to go in and all that. Why don't you let your pumpkin-head benefactor know? I'll come and find you when I'm done. Well, I'm afraid my next opponent calls. Well, I'm afraid my next performance calls. Until next we meet, adventurer. That's hot. The adventure returns with the precise moment I predicted. I do hope helping Wilcox company wasn't too taxing. What of our fiend and his endeavors? You have my thanks, truly. Ah, speak of devil, here you come. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, the turns out to be damn sight harder than I anticipated, and all I have to show for my trifles is a simple cookie. I think the first gift I'd receive would prove to be the last. Curses! I didn't even receive such as much as a crumb. I suppose this means you win. Very well. I am at your command, Papa Griff. You admit defeat too readily, Wilcox? Hooray! We found you! I wanted to thank you properly for helping me, and Mama, I brought you a pumpkin cookie. Simply... I don't know what that word was. Circumvent? I'm glad you like it. Farewell. This makes it one apiece. A draw then. Well, still, Wilcox, while you have some insistence along the way, you've nevertheless done yourself proud. To think I'd Live to see the day Papagriff sings my praises. Awfully kind of you to finally admit I might have work. Is that all you desire, my begrudging acceptance? Have you forgotten your reason for joining in the festivals in the first place? Of course I don't. The good people of Gridania are still in need of my help, and when there are folks in need, there are cookies to be fed and given to me. Adventurer, I'd better get going. But before I do, let me say this. I might have found a way to make the most of my time, but I wouldn't have been able to do so without you and the pumpkin-headed lady. I'm sure we'll run into each other once again these days. One of these days. Till then, toodaloo, tootaloo, tootaloo. The promise I sensed in Wilcox when he and I first met wasn't illusory after all. I should take my belief too. It'd be remiss of me to allow him to garner all the glory, to say nothing of the cookies. I see those two fiends ended up having themselves a frightening, fun-filled All Saints' Night. Wouldn't you agree? And for your part in this fitting reward, I present you with a set of finery, as worn by Gridania's most emotionally perceptive airmen. Perhaps you wonder if your elf is endowed with the same enchantment. Do not worry, there's none. There never was an enchantment. The little charade was my way of giving Wilcox the confidence he would so sorely lack. Although I dare say such a measure was never unnecessary, given he had you to cheer him on. But before I forget it, you are hereby cordially invited to my humble abode for a get-together of sorts. Do drop by, assure you it will be frightfully entertaining. Anyways, your help is much appreciated. At this rate, my vision of All Saints' Wake for mortals and voids alike might not be such a distant prospect, though I do hope that these shenanigans haven't dulled your enthusiasm for the most occult occasions. Do one thing. Yay! I could turn into her. Yeah, this lady pushes my buttons. Only thing missing is if she has her head. Anyways, that would be it for me for now at this moment. I can go have lunch and then come back with Bed for Fantasio. This was a 40-minute interlude before that. One more dance. I don't know what. That does it for me. Alright, thank you for watching. And if you can, like and subscribe. I'll be back in like, I don't know, 30 minutes maybe? But I'll be back with Metaphor Refantasio. Yeah, but